Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist and I own 54 units of real estate. So today I just got a quote to build a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot ADU, which stands for accessory dwelling unit in Orange County. And when I was looking at the quote, so I engaged 3 different builders. I think one was Buildily, which is based in the Bay Area, I'm assuming. There's a local guy who's built about 50 ADUs in Orange County, and he's an investor himself. And then I got quoted another one from someone in Orange County, and I think they're owned by Vietnamese people. I'm not sure, but a lot of the workers are Vietnamese because they service kind of the little Saigon area of Garden Grove, Westminster, and Fountain Valley. I got these 3 quotes, and the first quote I got from Buildily was around $330,000, I think, all in. So this is including everything. So this is including the permits, the water meter, the electric meter, gas. Well, we're not doing a gas meter. All the fees, the city permits, all the fees, everything all in. Like typically when they give you like a quote, it doesn't include a lot of things. Like it won't include all the city fees, it won't include solar panels, it won't include appliances, it won't include, so if you kind of add that up, it's almost like another $50,000 on top of their quote. So I'm trying to do it all in. So Buildily kind of gave me a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, roughly 800 square foot ADU, and they quoted me around $325,000 is what they quoted me for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And that could probably rent for close to $3,000. The second builder, the one who's based in Orange County, he quoted me around for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's 1,100 square foot, so it's a little bit bigger. He roughly quoted me about, for construction, $300 per square foot. So if it's 1,000 square foot, it's $300,000. But it doesn't include solar, the water meters, the fees, permits, blueprints. So if you were to add that all up, it's going to be roughly 300 and I want to say 300 and like 20,000 as well, something like that, 325. So Buildily is the most expensive option. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 750 square foot, versus I can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot for the same price. And you know, for rents, obviously, a 2-bedroom gets $3,000 a month in rent, and a 2-bedroom gets $3,000 a month in rent, and a 3-bedroom gets about $3,700 in rent. My 4-bedroom house, which is the main house, gets $4,300 a month in rent, and it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's only, I think, 1,300 something square foot. I think it's like 1,400 square foot. Excuse me. And the third quote I got from, I think they're Vietnamese owned, they quoted me roughly around $255,000, and if you include all the fees and whatnot, it's a little bit under $300,000. So I think it's actually, no, sorry, excuse me, it's right at $300,000 for 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and this one has central heating and whatnot. Oh, some girl just walked into my mirror. But basically, that was interesting. It looked painful. I walked right into my mirror as I'm sitting here. But the third quote was basically $300,000. I want to say 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot. So it was roughly about a little bit under 10%, or a little bit less than 10% cheaper. So to summarize all this, Buildily was the most expensive at $325 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So I'm probably not going that route. The second builder was $325,000, 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And then the last one was about $300,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with central, AC. So the other quotes were just like mini splits, which are cheaper. So I'll ask the Asian guy because for HVAC it costs $12,000. And if I get mini splits, like if you buy like 4 or 5 mini splits, it's like $1,000 each on average. So that's $5,000, and they pay some installation. But it might be cheaper. It might save me like, call it $6,000. So we'll see which route I go with, and if they even allow that, or is it better return value to get central air, central heating? I don't know. Like me personally, I would prefer a mini split because I don't want the whole house to be like cold or warm. I just want to be the area that I'm staying at to be warm. But I get it's pretty standard for most houses to, just basically have central air, central heating. So something else that I've been thinking about and wanting to do is, those are the 3 quotes that I got, but I'm going to engage other people as well to get additional quotes because this is a big purchase and there's no shortage of ADU builders in Southern California. It's very popular here, becoming more popular here. But right now, the cheapest one seems to be the third option. So I'm going to check out one of their ADUs that they're under construction right now in Orange County. And basically they have a main house, and then they built a detached ADU, and they also have a attached junior ADU. So actually with my property, I have the option to do that as well. So, the tenant lives in the front house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, has a nice garage, and the front yard's huge. Like the driveway is really long. Like you could fit 4 cars on the driveway at least. If you can do 5 if you really park your cars well. And it's a cul-de-sac, so there's a lot of, other parking there. But a lot of the driveways in that neighborhood, they can fit 4 cars. So most likely, I'm going to build the detached ADU first. And I want to do 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, because 1,000 square foot is the minimum that you would need to get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And at that point, you can get $3,700 in rent, which is kind of the market rent. So I kind of want the smallest square footage to get the most bedrooms to optimize my rents, because once I hit 3-bedroom, I can charge $3,700 in rent versus a 2-bedroom is only $3,000. And on top of that, builders charge per square foot. So the smaller I can build it, so whether I'm doing 1,000 square foot versus 1,100 square foot, I think my rents will be roughly the same. It'd roughly be about $3,700, but obviously it's going to increase my cost by, maybe another $30,000. Which could be worth it long term. If I'm able to split lots in the future and then sell off each house individually, then obviously a bigger house would be valued more on a price per square foot. But right now, California is not where Seattle's at, where you can split lots off. Right now, it's still part of the same lot, but it's just for future thinking. And we do plan on holding this long term. So it's a discussion that I'm probably going to have with the builder to say, hey, like, what's going to be my price difference between 1,000 square foot versus 1,100 square foot? Because obviously, if it's valued at $700 per square foot in the future, if I'm spending $300 per square foot to build it and it's worth $700 per square foot in the future, I'm making a spread of $400,000 per square foot overall. So I'd take that trade any day. So you kind of have to balance it. But once again, if I build it 1,100 square foot, there's going to be 0 backyard. The main house tenant, they can have like a side patio, which is pretty nice, and that'll still be theirs. And the new house, if I build it to 1,100 square foot, that's probably maximizing the backyard, unless I build 2 stories. But I prefer not to build 2 stories because it costs more. And then number 2 is like it's kind of more intrusive in the neighborhood because it's like the only 2-story home in that area. But a 2-story is an option, so I'm probably going to discuss that with my builder, the third builder quote, to see, okay, hey, let's look at 3 options. You gave me a quote for 1,000 square foot, single family, or single level. Give me a quote for 1,100 square foot, and give me a quote for 1,100 square foot as a 2-story building. So I'll get those 3 quotes, because this builder, they're the cheapest, and I want to see their quality. That's why I'm going to check out one of their ADUs. So, because I'm definitely building a detached ADU. And then what's kind of cool about this property is my property can have the potential of converting the garage to a junior ADU. So I'd convert the garage, which I think is around, let's just call it 300 square foot, I want to say. But I think a junior ADU, I think the max is 500 square foot. So what one builder said that honestly, if you convert the garage, it costs like, I forgot. He said that it was something like $130,000. But if you add it another, extend it out and build more, it's not that much. The cost isn't that much more, relatively speaking. So obviously, if I can extend this, convert the garage and extend it out to 500 square foot, I can get a comfortable 1 bedroom, 1 bath, which rents for $2,500. So that's what I'm kind of planning on doing for my property as well. Obviously the tenant will lose their garage, so it's a double whammy, right? They're gonna lose their backyard in phase 1, and then in phase 2 they might potentially lose their garage as well. So it's something I have to discuss with them, right? Because this tenant, when I rented it out to them like 5-6 years ago, they stated that I had in the lease that I have the option to build a ADU in the backyard. I was planning on doing it when they first moved in, but ended up not doing the ADU. But now that I want to do it, and I'm probably going to move forward with an ADU, I need to re-talk to them and said, hey, like, this is my plan. Like, does that still work for you? And then if it doesn't, then, I can work something out with them, to give them an option to, move out if they want to, or if they're okay staying, then great. And then I probably would throw the caveat that, by building an ADU, it makes it more affordable for me so that I don't have to raise rents as aggressively, right? I can keep rents, below market value and still offer a nice product to live. When I visit the house, like, I don't really see them use the backyard that much. I think they more so use the garage and the front yard, and because the backyard is just like a bunch of dead grass. But who knows, they may host like family gatherings there, and they have all that space. So like I said, it's a conversation that I need to have with them. But when they first signed the lease, it didn't seem to be an issue, but things changed. So I would bring it up with them again. Like I said, if they're not okay with that, I'd work on a plan for them to move out, because it takes about like 4 to 6 months just to get the plans approved. I think ADUs are not as common in Lake Forest, which is where I'm building, compared to like Westminster, Garden Grove, Fullerton, Orange, like those areas. There's more precedence for ADUs. So we'll see. I'm hoping they stay. They've been great. They're the tenants have been a little bit late on rent, but yeah, they're communicating at least now, and for the 5 years I had them, they've been great. So we'll see. I'll bring the conversation with them. But if they're still there, and then for phase 2, when I convert the garage to a 1 bedroom, like I said, I need to see how it looks like. So I'm actually glad that I'm visiting ADU where the garage is converted to a 1 bedroom. They have the main house and they have a detached ADU, because it's basically like a little triplex, and I want to see how that looks. And if it doesn't look as bad as I think it is, then I'll probably move forward with it. But if it's a little bit too much and too much density, I may hold off, right? But obviously, if I were to do that, that property would be cash flowing or generating gross $10,000 a month. The 1 bedroom is $2,500. The main house is $4,300. The backyard house is $3,700. That's almost $10,000 a month. And both the ADUs, we plan on just financing it ourselves. Or if we get a line of credit, the cash flow will pay down that line of credit. So that's kind of how we plan on doing it. So I'll see how it looks, and if it doesn't look too bad, I might consider converting the garage to a junior ADU. But once again, that'd be another conversation, assuming it's the same tenant that's there, right? Because they could move out too. So I try to work with my tenants and see, and maybe I can forewarn them in the next, after the detached ADU is built, I can say, hey, like, if you renew your lease, just know that I may convert the garage to another unit. Are you okay with that? And then if the answer is no, then, they're free to leave the unit, right? So we'll see how that goes. So it's kind of funny, if I choose this builder to build an ADU, what I'm probably going to do is they actually have a live stream of the construction site so I can view it. So what I'm probably going to do is every day I'm going to do a live stream as well, where I'm going to just share the live stream of my ADU being built, and then just give daily updates about how the ADU is being built. If that sounds interesting to you, let me know. Or I can even straight up just live stream the construction site on my YouTube channel, so you can see from start to finish over a whole year how the ADU looks like from start to finish, right? In the beginning, it's probably 4 or 6 months of permits, but once construction starts, which is about 4 to 6 months as well, that's where most of the action is. But I'll either just straight up live stream it, or I'll live stream it and kind of give my updates on it on a daily basis, so that I'll keep you guys posted, because I wish I could see what it's like to build an ADU from start to finish. So anyways, hopefully you found value. Let me know what questions you have. I'll keep you posted after I see the ADU, the triplex unit, where it has a junior ADU and a detached ADU with a main house. I'll see how that looks. But anyways, if you want to reach out to me, to send me an email, join my school community, courses, coaching, steady landlord insurance quote, click on my link tree. There's all the links there. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.